Hello friends, welcome to Kitty Namma channel. So today we are going to see how to e-file income tax return. So first of all, to log in you will have to go through this particular website which I have stated here. You go to that website and then in home page you will have file your ITR. You will have to select that and enter your login credentials wherein your username will be PAN number and password will be your own password which you have set already. Under e-file, you'll have to select file income tax return. Then you'll have to select for assessment year which is 2021 to 2022 current assessment year. Mode of filing should be given as online. Select continue and then start new filing. Select individual under status. Then what type of ITR form we'll have to select. So you'll have to select ITR 1 if you are salaried. Proceed with ITR 1. Let's get started. Under reasons for filing, select taxable income is more than basic exemption limit and click continue. If your taxable income is more than basic exemption limit. Okay. Then coming to all the pre-filled information, we'll have to validate each and every information. Personal information, you'll have to check for the first name, middle name, last name, PAN number, date of birth, Aadhaar number. So you cannot edit these fields because it is already pre-filled by the income tax office. Then contact details, you'll have to verify for your address, mobile number, email address. Nature of employment, you'll have to select others for salary. Filing section, we'll have to select 139 subsection 1 because we are filing return on or before due date which is 31st December 2021. Are you opting for new tax regime under section 115 BAC? For this, if you are opting for new tax regime, select yes, otherwise select as no. Under new tax regime, you cannot avail certain exemptions. So check for that also and then select this question. Are you filing income tax under 7th proviso to section 139 subsection 1 but otherwise not required to furnish return of income? So what is 7th proviso? If you have deposited more than 1 crore in a current account, first category. Number 2, expended more than rupees 2 lakh on foreign travel, second category. More than 1 lakh expensed on electricity payment in a year, third category. If you fall under any of these three categories, even though you do not fall under taxable income brackets, you are supposed to file ITR. So in that case, you will have to answer to this question as yes. So hope you understood this. Next, you will have to check for the bank details. You will have to give at least one bank detail for a refund. Okay. Then comes part B. So before moving to part B, what are all the questions discussed? We'll see that first and then come to this section. So exemptions. Are you exempted from this travel cost? That is, if you are going on an official tour, okay, or official travel, so that time you can claim those costs. You can avail that exemption if you have proof. So if you are exempted from it, you can say yes under this part. This is section 10 subsection 14. Then exemption for a special compensatory allowance, children education allowance, hostel allowance. So this you will have to refer for section 10 subsection 14 and subsection 2. And the third exception is HRA exemption, section 10 subsection 13A. Fourth is LTA, leave travel allowance, This is section 10 subsection 5. And if you are eligible for any other exemption apart from this, from the salary income, you can always state here. So from that you can choose. So the difference is the new tax regime is not allowing for certain exceptions like HRA, LTA and all. So you have to check whether you have chose the new tax regime or the existing tax regime for your calculation of income tax, and then only you have to fill all these things, because once you have submitted the tax method to your employer, you cannot change that procedure. As per that procedure only you can file the return. And if you want to change that here while submitting the return, you can always do that while filing in the income tax return, but not with the employer. Okay. So now let us see what are all the components for this gross total income. You will have gross salary. Under gross salary you will have salary as per section 17 subsection 1, value of perquisites, profit in lieu of salary as per section 17 subsection 13. So all these things you will be having the amounts under part B, number 1, line item number 1, gross salary of form 16. Then comes the allowances. Allowances to meet expenditure incurred on house rent. This will be available in part B, number 2 line item, allowances. Net salary, part B, line 3. Then comes the deductions. Deductions you will have under, all these deductions you will have under part B, line item 4. Standard deduction, entertainment allowance, professional tax. Then income chargeable under the head salaries. This is form 16 part B, line item 6. Then you have income from house property. This is line item 7 part B, form 16. Income from other sources, line item 8. Gross total income, this is line item 9. Then comes part C, line item 10 part B, form 16. So you will have many deductions over here. So first is ATC, this is LIC premium, deferred annuity, contribution to PF, subscription to certain equity shares or debentures, etc. So you will have some amount over here. Why? Because you will have some contribution towards PF, right? So that will be listed here. So check for form 16 correctly. In ATCCC, this is payment in respect of pension fund. ATCCD subsection 1 is contribution to pension scheme of central government. ATCCD subsection 1B is contribution to pension scheme of central government. ATCCD subsection 2 is contribution of pension scheme of central government by the employer. ATD is deduction in respect of health insurance premium. ATDD is maintenance including medical treatment of a dependent who is a person with disability. ATDDB is medical treatment of specified disease. ATE is interest on loan taken for higher education. ATEE, interest on loan taken for residential house property. ATEEA is deduction in respect of interest on loan taken for certain house property. ATEEB is deduction in respect of purchase of electrical vehicle. ATG is donations to certain funds, charitable institutions, etc. ATGG is rent paid. So this must be supported from form 10BA. ATGGA, this is certain donations for scientific research or rural development. If you have made anything, you can state it over here. ATGGC, donation to political party. ATTTA is interest on deposits in saving accounts. ATTTB, this is interest on deposits in case of senior citizens. ATU, This is in case of a person with disability, he can claim deduction over here. So then comes total deductions. You'll have to verify all the total deductions are correct or not. Okay, and you have to keep it in mind that total deductions under chapter 6A cannot exceed GTI, which is gross total income. So these are the questions which will be asked under deductions. The same thing which we have discussed, any donations which you have made, you will have to specify here. This point I will tell you, the payment confirmation towards your point, point of contribution. That is, if you have made any payment, like the first one I told you, right, contribution towards PF, you will have some amount. So if you have made that, definitely you will have that section. So that payment confirmation will be asked, and it will ask you, do you agree with the information? You can state yes. Then the other donations part, other deductions part, you will have to verify over here. Any other deduction, if you are eligible, you can state in always here. You will have section 80 CCC to section 80 U, all the deductions covered here. Then you will have tax paid. So you can verify form 26AS. So tax deducted at source. This is what you will have to check. Check for TAN, name, income chargeable under salaries. This is line item 6 in form 16. Total tax deducted. Okay. Apart from this, you will have income from other than salary. Tax deducted at source. This is form 16C. Tax collected at source. Advance tax and self-assessment tax payments. Total taxes paid. Summation of all these components. So verify your tax liability. Computation of income. So gross total income. This is the net salary. Total deductions. The deductions part total. And total income is net salary less deductions. So computation of tax. So I have stated all the line items. Tax payable, line item 13. Rebate, line item 14. Tax payable after rebate, you have to sum up. Health and education cess at 4%, line item 16. Total tax and cess, line item 70. Relief under section 89, line item 18. Balance tax after relief, line item 19. So then you will have interest and fee payable. If you have filed the income tax return after the due date, you will have to fill this section. So just have a glance of it. We are discussing the ITR filed on or before due date. So you will not have this component, but anyhow you will have to know this. So after all this, you can confirm your return summary, verify and submit. So how to verify? E-verify through Aadhaar OTP, through digital signature certificate, and by generating EVC, by net banking, bank account, Demat account. So if you already have an EVC generated, you can have that option also. If you already have an OTP on mobile registered with Aadhaar, you can use that and e-verify your return. Then you can submit your ITR. You will get an acknowledgement number, and income tax return will be processed after some days, and you will have a mail confirmation also. So that is about e-filing ITR 1 for salaried individuals. Thank you.